Hello, everybody. Jeff Scott here, General Manager, Meridian Biosolutions. I wanted to take a moment. This is a new series I'm going to start. I'm going to start posting. I've been getting a lot of questions in my email box as well as in my Facebook box from passerbys asking me questions, and I wanted to take some time every week and bring to you the frequently asked questions that I get asked. So the first one I'm going to bring today is a good one. It's probably the most common one. Um, in the regenerative health markets, there's been a lot of regulatory confusion over the last, well, I'll say over the last several years, but most notably in the last few months, since May of 2021, when the FDA said, okay, now we're finally game on, we're finally going to start policing the regenerative health markets as we laid out in 2017. Okay, we gave you a grace period, but no more. So nothing changed in the documentation. The only difference is now they're going to start policing, enforcing what they've laid out in Section 361 of the Public Health Services Act and their guidances, associated guidances. Okay, so nothing's changed legally. But over the last 2 years, they've really forced companies, they've challenged companies to meet the four hurdles of that 361 classifications, and they've added a couple other hurdles because their goal is they want companies that are participating in the market to not only commercialize, okay, and make money, they also want them to advance the science. So they've required biological license applications, and they've also required investigational new drug applications, or INDs. Okay, now that is a big endeavor. It's cost intensive. It's highly labor intensive, but it demonstrates to the FDA. Okay, if you're going to do this, cool. We appreciate that. We think that's going to advance the science. Okay, so that's one thing that had to happen. But two, the individual products from a laboratory had to meet the four hurdles, as I refer to them. One, minimal manipulation. Two, homologous use. Three, no combinations. And four, no systemic effects. Okay, so as that pertains to me, to this point, we've worked with multiple labs over the last couple of years, and we've had to disrupt some relationships because they didn't necessarily meet all of those hurdles, nor were they willing to comply, or I should say, were they willing to comply with the IND and the biological license applications. So a lot of those companies, if you look today, they're out of the market completely, or they've gone completely to a commercial supplier or a research type supplier and not something meant for the general public. So what we do at Meridian Biosolutions, we only work at laboratories that satisfy all of the requirements I just laid out. I have all the documents. I can show you everything anybody would need to know to demonstrate that we are working on an above board basis. Finally, as an additional layer of protection, we only work with laboratories that have received the American Association of Tissue Bank accreditation. So what does that mean? They only accredit products or organizations that are dealing with PHS 361 HCTPs, right? So that gives me, as a marketer a little more confidence, and you as a consumer, whether you're a physician or a patient, more confidence that these formulations are indeed 361 type products, and in that regard they are above board in the eyes of the FDA. Now, things can change, and I will always bring, when I hear of new regulatory changes, I will always bring that to the community to keep you posted and abreast with the with the latest information. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. If you have a question, you can message us here on Facebook, you can message us in YouTube, or you can info at meridianbiosolutions.com. Thank you so much for listening again. Soon, stay regenerative.